and welcome to From Coherence to Sacred Expression. Hello, hello. This is Pamela Lynch, and I am so excited to be here with you today in the Women's Spirit Festival. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing and continuing to give us access to this beautiful community. Thank you. All right. So, I want to talk about how coherence is so important before we begin writing. So, there's a way of writing that most of us were taught, and it's where we search for the right words. And then there's another way where the words find us. And today I want to introduce you to this different way and this different expression and relationship with writing. So it's not something that you force, but something you enter. So several years ago, I received guidance that my gift is to hold open the doorway to the portal of language. And once I heard that, what I had been doing made sense. But before we go further, I'd love to feel into who's here. And if you feel called to share in the chat, are you currently writing something? So W for writing, or has your writing felt a little stalled? So S for stalled. And I'll just give you a minute and I will see if I can see your messages. If not, I will come back to them. So take a moment and write. So I've spent over 30 years in traditional publishing, where writing was about structure, deadlines, and getting it right. It was all about the strategic plan and budgets and what the PP&B was for each book, so the printing, binding, and paper. In the wrong order, but you know what I mean. So for the last 6 years, I've guided writers, authors, and spiritual entrepreneurs to access clarity, intuition, and their authentic voice through the language portal. And here's what I began to witness. The words were arriving before people knew what they were going to write. So they were accessing their intuition. So most people believe, and I'd like to know if you feel this too, that they believe they struggle with writing. But I've come to understand that writing isn't the problem. It's what we've been trying to, it's that we've been trying to write from a nervous system that isn't settled. So the body feels rushed, the mind becomes noisy, we become distracted. And when the mind is noisy or distracted, the words feel far away. So we push harder, we overthink it, we try to get it right, and so then the perfectionist might come in. So I call these our cast of characters: the doubter, the perfectionist, the dreamer without a plan. And so when we do that, the words stop. And there was a moment early in my work when I was working with I was running a writing program, and people were coming into the sessions, and I was holding space with them, which is what I will do today with you. And one woman came in with the clear intention of she had to write content for her business. So we went into silence, we stopped, we settled our nervous system, we listened, and then we wrote. And then at the end of the session, she looked up and she raised her hand, and she said, "I don't understand what just happened." She hadn't written content. She had written almost an entire business plan, but not because she figured it out, but because there was something deeper that organized itself. And I've seen this again and again. People come to write with one thing, and something much more aligned emerges. And it is so fascinating. So, what if writing doesn't begin with words? What if it begins with coherence? When we stop, we drop into our heart, we let the nervous system settle, and then something shifts. And let me know if you can feel when something shifts when you do that. And you might do this in your own work with meditation or with your writing. But when you slow down and you just stop and you breathe and you pause, and I call this the sacred pause. So your attention softens, listening becomes possible, and from that listening, language begins to form, as everything is energy. All the words, they come in a frequency, and they land, and they become coherent. And so this is the foundation of my work. And I've been doing this work for quite a long time, but it is just in the last 6 months that it really landed for me. And I finally understood that the model, the language portal model, is coherence, listening, then expression. So put more simply, it is settle, listen, then write. So, and this is where everything changed, right? So I'm going to guide you into the language portal. So I hope you brought paper and pen. Give you a minute to go and grab something to write with. And there is something that happens when you actually write with pen and paper. There is a beautiful coherence that happens in the brain, and it is this alignment that happens. And so it accesses more parts of your brain and your body when you write like that. So I will give you time to go do that. All right. So if it feels comfortable, gently close your eyes. Take a slow breath in and out. Let your shoulders drop, relax into the chair. There's nothing to solve right now, nothing to do. Just being present and dropping and placing your attention on your heart and your breath. So you're bringing your awareness inward to your heart. Just feel your system calm. This is how we regulate the nervous system. Maybe place your hand on your heart. Just feel yourself. And ask yourself, what truth wants to be written through me today? What is ready to be written through me today? Just let that message pause. I'm pausing while that message has come through. Now open your eyes, and I'm going to set a timer, and I'm going to invite you to write for the next few minutes. So before we go into this experience, just take a moment, check in with yourself. How do you feel? And what would you love clarity on right now? Just take a moment. And if you feel comfortable, you can drop a word or two in the chat. Just going to pause for a minute while that settles and lands. And as you come back and you feel comfortable sharing, just drop it in the chat. Okay. Now, whatever it is that you wrote down, I would like you to go a little bit deeper. I am going to set the time for 5 minutes. I've got the time, so your brain does not need to worry about the time. I will call you back in 5 minutes. And I invite you to begin writing. S for stalled. I'll just give you a minute. And gently coming back, finish your sentence. Just allow yourself to finish your thought, whatever was coming through. Let's finish that up. So if you feel comfortable sharing again, what's one thing that surprised you about what you wrote? Share that down in the chat. And now what you just experienced, it is what becomes available when coherence comes first. So for some of you, the words may have come easily, and for others, you may have simply felt a little more space, a little more quiet. Maybe there weren't so many words, but maybe this will open you up to allow the words to come through when you write. And that's where access to the language portal begins. It's not something outside of you, but it's a state you enter within. And so imagine as I open up the portal, it's all energetic. So I open up the portal and it connects to the field of infinite intelligence. So if you find yourself wanting more and a more consistent space for your writing, that's what the Infinite Wisdom Writing Room is. And there's something powerful about entering this space together. It's why I created a space in my school community where we gather for 30 minutes with the sacred writing sessions, and we open the language portal together. And if today's session experience resonated with you, I'd love to gift you a complimentary session so you can experience this again. And if you like, just type me in the chat and I will follow up with you personally and give you access to that so you can have more of this magic. And thank you so much. I'm going to go look at the messages now. I see that there are some people online with me. It's always so much fun to have people with me and with us. And I see Elisa back. Yes, coherence, listen, express. Absolutely. And it took me probably 6 years to realize that that was what was needed before we start writing, is to come into coherence, then listen. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. And thank you, Callie, for being here. I love your magic too. Thank you. And I see Peggy and Christina are here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival and all the beautiful speakers that are here to share their magic with you. So Thank you. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, your day, wherever you are in the world. Much love and blessings.